I'm Serena, and I need to get this off my chest. Picture me sitting here, staring into the void of my apartment, my heart still raw from the sting of betrayal. I thought I'd found something real with Jake, but what I got instead was a gut punch of heartbreak that I'm still trying to make sense of. This is my story, my confession, about the moment I realized the man I loved was a puppet on someone else's strings. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let me take you back to the day my world turned upside down. I'm 23, living in Chicago, chasing my dreams in a city that's as brutal as it is beautiful. 8 months ago, I met Jake, 24, charming, with a smile that could melt ice. He was different, or so I thought. He'd never had a girlfriend for more than a few months before me. His past was littered with flings, 3-month sparks that fizzled out fast. So when we hit the 8-month mark, I let myself believe I was special. God, was I naive. Jake had this best friend, Sarah, also 24. They'd known each other since they were kids. 14 years of inside jokes, shared memories, and a bond I could never touch. They grew up together in the suburbs, went to the same high school, college, even worked at the same marketing firm downtown. Sarah wasn't just his friend, she was his compass. Jake didn't make a single move without her approval. He even told me, 4 months into our relationship, that every girl he'd ever dated had to pass the Sarah test. If she didn't like them, they were gone. Red flag? Sure. But I was already in love, so I ignored it. Biggest mistake of my life. Sarah and I, we were civil, but it was like walking on eggshells. Whenever the three of us were together at a bar, a coffee shop, or just chilling, she'd find these subtle ways to remind me Jake was hers first. A knowing glance, a private joke, a casual touch on his arm. It made my skin crawl, but I bit my tongue. I tried to be her friend, invited her to brunch, sent her stupid TikToks. She wasn't having it. I could feel her sizing me up like I was an intruder in her perfect little world with Jake, and maybe I was. Then 5 days ago, everything unraveled. I was sick, curled up in my Lincoln Park apartment with a stomach bug, alone, my roommate out of town. I don't usually lean on anyone, but I was desperate. I called Jake, practically begging him to come over, bring me some Gatorade, just be there. He hesitated. My heart sank as he mumbled something about plans with Sarah, a movie and lunch at some trendy spot in Wicker Park. I was floored. Here I was, barely able to get out of bed, and he was choosing her? I snapped, told him to go date Sarah then, and hung up. I ignored his calls after that, my pride stinging more than my stomach. An hour later, he showed up at my door, apologetic, with a thermos of homemade chicken noodle soup. He'd canceled on Sarah. For once, I felt like I mattered. We spent the day together, watching dumb rom-coms on my couch, and by the time he left, I was starting to feel human again. I thought we were okay. I thought we were okay. I was so wrong. The next day, Jake ghosted me. No texts, no calls, nothing. I panicked, thinking something happened to him. I called, texted, left voicemails, radio silence. By midnight, I was a wreck, pacing my apartment, imagining car accidents or worse. Then he called. His voice was cold, distant, like he was reading a script. "Serena, you might want to sit down for this," he said. My stomach dropped. He told me we were done, that I was a walking red flag. I laughed at first, thinking it was a sick joke, but he kept going, saying my behavior was toxic, that he couldn't be with someone like me. I was stunned, speechless. What had I done? I'd been nothing but good to him, supportive, kind, patient. He hung up, blocked me everywhere, and just like that, 8 months were erased. I cried myself to sleep that night, my mind spiraling. What red flags? What had I missed? I replayed every moment, every fight, every laugh, searching for answers. Nothing made sense. For days, I was a zombie, distracted at work, burning toast, staring at my phone like it could explain why my heart felt like it had been run over. I didn't even think about Sarah. I'd forgotten how she pulled Jake's strings like a master puppeteer. Then, last night, Jake called. I froze when I saw his name light up my phone. I answered, and he was hysterical, words tumbling out like he'd been holding his breath for days. He said he didn't mean to break up with me, that Sarah made him do it. My blood ran cold. Apparently, Sarah lost it when he canceled their plans to take care of me. She fed him lies, said I was manipulative, trying to drive a wedge between them. She twisted everything, the meals I cooked for him, the clothes I picked out because I thought he'd look hot in them. She called it control, said I was changing him. And Jake? He bought it. He actually believed her. He begged me to take him back, swore he'd do anything. He even said he'd keep our relationship a secret from Sarah to avoid her drama. That's when I saw red. After everything, he was still choosing her, still letting her control his life. My heart screamed, "How are you this blind?" I'd spent days blaming myself, thinking I was the problem, when it was Sarah all along, playing chess with our relationship and winning. I could have just hung up, but I was done being the victim. So I did something petty. I told Jake I'd only take him back if he texted Sarah and called her out for controlling him. I wanted him to tell her she wasn't his boss, that he was choosing me. He argued, said it was too much, but I held firm. Reluctantly, he sent the texts, showed me the screenshots. The second I saw them, I hung up and blocked him. Yeah, it was mean, but after the hell he put me through, it felt like justice. 2 days later, Sarah called from a random number, spitting venom, calling me a liar, a coward, saying Jake was too good for me. I let her have it, told her she was just Jake's backup girlfriend, clinging to him like a lifeline. She broke down, crying, and I didn't feel an ounce of guilt. She'd tried to ruin me, and I wasn't going to let her win. Then, at a friend's birthday party in Logan Square, it all came to a head. Jake and Sarah showed up, looking for a fight. Jake accused me of cheating, called me a phony in front of everyone, with Sarah smirking behind him. I laughed in his face, then laid it all bare, how he was Sarah's puppet, how she'd sabotaged us out of jealousy. The room went silent. Sarah tried to clap back, but she unraveled, cursing and storming out, Jake dragging her away. My friend high-fived me, said I was a badass. We partied till dawn, and for the first time in weeks, I felt free. 3 months later, I heard Jake and Sarah are together now. Figures. They deserve each other. Me? I'm seeing someone new, a guy who doesn't have a best friend pulling his strings. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's honest. And that's enough for now. This whole mess taught me one thing. Love shouldn't make you feel small. And I'm never letting anyone, man or woman, make me feel like that again.